Baldwin County, there's a new collaborative learning center addition that's coming to Gulf Shores Elementary. The new science, reading, technology, engineering, arts and math or STREAM center will feature 6 new flexible classrooms, 2 STREAM labs, breakout spaces and outdoor learning areas. They say every space is going to be utilized for learning. Construction on the center expected to start this month and it's set to open next August. Gulf Shores students are going to be headed back to class, by the way, on Wednesday. Baldwin County celebrating the start of the school year by celebrating some new schools there. On Monday, school leaders will cut the ribbon on 3 new schools, starting at Orange Beach Middle School, High School, then headed to Florence Mathis Elementary in Foley before wrapping it all up at Bell Forest Elementary in Daphne. Baldwin County students' first day of school is next Wednesday.
We have all the back-to-school details and dates that you need to know on our Fox 10 News app. Be sure to download it to your phone on your Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. You'll get the news and weather notifications you need to keep you informed. You can also scan that code on your screen to download it. All right, parents, don't forget you have another chance to shop and save some money on back-to-school supplies. Florida's sales tax holiday is taking place now through Sunday. There are price limits on certain items, but you can still save a little cash on clothes, shoes, school supplies, computers, and more.
A deep divide from both parties negotiating a relief bill for Americans affected financially by the pandemic.
Now, we're now hearing from congressional leaders and the White House about any potential deal getting done before the end of this week.
You got new job numbers out there revealing the economic impact of this virus. Fox News correspondent Ray Bogan reports.
Negotiations continue on Capitol Hill to create another coronavirus relief package.
It's clear the economy is losing steam. That means we need big, bold investments.
In a letter to her Democratic colleagues, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi laid out some of their biggest differences. Republicans are offering $15 billion for testing and contact tracing. Democrats, $75 billion. Republicans are willing to give $150 billion to state and local governments. Democrats want to provide $915 billion. In total, Republicans are willing to spend a little over $1 trillion, while Democrats are at $3 trillion. Speaker Pelosi just made a new offer, meet in the middle at $2 trillion.
If we take down $1 trillion and they add $1 trillion, we'll be within range.
Republicans don't like the proposal.
That's a non-starter.
I don't know that that's a reduction as much as she just changing the time frame.
The president's economic advisor says the administration is developing plans for multiple executive orders if a bipartisan deal can't be reached. That could include a payroll tax cut, unemployment benefits, and eviction protections. It comes as the White House is touting the new jobs report. 1.8 million jobs were added in July, and the unemployment rate dropped to 10.2%.
This is a self-sustaining recovery, and the job numbers are stronger than anyone thought possible, and we're climbing our way back from the awful pandemic contraction.
Fox News is told any executive action from the president is likely to come this weekend or next week. Ray Bogan, Fox News.
All right, time now for another COVID-19 benefits segment with Fox 10 News investigative reporter Brendan Kirby. All right, Brendan joining us live. Lots of people have complained they never received the stimulus payments for their minor children. Now, there's some good news for them.
Yeah, that's right, Michael. This is for people who don't normally file tax returns and who use the non-filer portal on the IRS website to enter information about their kids. The IRS said this week that if you did that but didn't get the $500 per child, there's nothing more you have to do as long as you entered that information before that May 17th deadline. The agency is automatically going to issue the money for each qualifying child. If you are set up for direct deposit, you actually should have gotten that already this week. And if you aren't set up for direct deposit, it will come from the post office. Those checks are going out by mail today. You'll know based on how you got the money for yourself and or your spouse. If that came via direct deposit, then that's how you'll get the dependent money, and if it came by mail, that's how you'll get it. If you use the non-filer portal on or after May 17th, then the $500 dependent money will come with the entire stimulus money that the whole family gets.
Now, some people have asked if they have to give back any of the stimulus when they file their 2020 return next year if they didn't qualify for it.
Well, the answer is no, Michael. The IRS clarified that this week. Remember, the payment was based on your 2019 or 2018 tax return, but circumstances may have changed. For instance, let's say you have a child who qualified for the $500 dependent money based on your 29 tax return, and suppose that child turns 17 this year and would no longer qualify based on age. Or suppose you got the $500 for a foster child who lived with you in 2018 or 2019, but that child's parent will claim him as a dependent in 2020. The IRS says that in cases like these, there's no provision in the law to require you to cough up the money, but the agency says you should make sure you keep the letter that the government is supposed to send within 15 days of the stimulus payment. That's called a Form 1444, and you might need it for your tax records.
Brendan, we appreciate your time and the answers you find. He'll be back on Fox 10 News at 9. If you have a question for him, send him an email at brendan.kirby@fox10tv.com. He can't promise to answer every question, but he'll do his best.